Episode 65 of the Ghouls is here. Just us.
Lukey, Timlin, here in the apartment. We're thinking about how goddamn hot it is out. It's been a heat wave, the first big one of the season, and it's been brutal.
Oh yeah, I don't like the heat at all. I think the perfect temperature for weather is 40 to 60 degrees.
That's fantastic.
Those are the temperatures for me.
That's the type of weather you want to hide a body in. You know, with mud on the leaves.
Yeah, that's what you need. It's what's the word for it? It's ambient. It's not ambient. There's like a word for it.
The N word.
Not the N word.
It's ambient.
Is it ambient?
No,
ambient
no. Ambient is.
But there's something about like a murder being done on like wet dew, like the dew's just rising and the moss-covered trees and the dead body.
They had James Moss on a tree, and then I decided to kill someone. It's terrible weather. The Jews captured Greta over the weather. She was bitching about it. I've been laughing about that. And then they let her go. I can't believe that. We're gonna. That's I guess what we should start off talking about today.
Iran and Israel.
Yeah, Trump making his decision soon on Iran and Israel. What to do? I hope we either all die or none of us die.
Yeah, it's fair. I think we're going to be involved in another Middle East war. It's going to last 30 years, or going to last. How long did the first war in the Middle East last?
What, with the war? Like when we were in Afghanistan, we left during the Biden administration. Left a lot of taxpayer
during the Bush administration.
Yeah. Well, there'll be another Biden administration in 2028.
I'd love that.
Could you imagine?
I honestly would love if J.D. Vance wasn't the VP. I wouldn't mind seeing Biden win again.
Do you think Vance has a chance?
He's
got a chance, Jerry.
It depends on who he's against.
Who do you think it'll be? Harris?
No.
Pete?
They're not going to run. Newsom probably.
That must be why he wanted to get arrested by Trump, like grandstanding over the no king shit.
Maybe.
Or like over the ICE shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
This stuff with the Dodgers and ICE, now ICE is saying we were never there, and it's like, God, the Dodgers just bought the Lakers, and they're doing the owner of the Dodgers. They just bought the Lakers, and they're feuding with ICE. This guy's got to be having the time of his fucking life.
I know. It's yeah. I think Trump is gonna. I don't know. I think they're gonna be finally gonna cave into Israel. I hope he doesn't. But I honestly think what he's saying is like he goes, I'm gonna make an announcement. All the news, the Twitter news is saying, breaking. Trump to announce to have a emergency video press conference tonight, and then it gets rescheduled, and then he like tweets about like I put these new flagpoles in front of the White House, one in the South and one in the. I think Trump might just do that for the entire time, and just push it off
and hope that it comes to a conclusion on its own.
That's exactly what I think he's going to do.
Yeah, someone will cave. Truthfully, I'm at the point now where, gas is going up, of course, it's the summertime. Gas always goes up in summertime anyway.
Well, that's why I was hoping there was no war, because when a war comes, gas will go up by a million, 10%.
The only good thing is that a bunch of fucking morons will join the army, and then we won't have to deal with them in society.
Well, it'll be. Well, I think. Well, I could see into when did the war in Iraq start? 2003.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe sooner than that. Well,
no, they went in. I believe they went into Afghanistan first. They went into Iraq.
Well, the war, the first one, that was after 9/11, and people thought that it was so what they thought
Bin Laden
did that.
Yeah.
So
well, they had the resources.
Of course. Yeah, I know.
You know what? Like if you
that would be like if the January Sixers took a plane and fucking crashed into a building in China.
At least the January Sixers were WHITE. Whoa, yeah, a bunch of you know how when you see me just sitting around with a sheet on in a field or in a sand pit, you think this guy is capable of international terror.
Well,
he might have yellow cake.
You won't have indoor plumbing, but you can fly a plane.
Yeah. That's what that could be if there's a big fat Asian woman comic. Yellow cake. Yo, she's explosive.
What the hell was I saying before? Oh, you could they were lied to, but it was more believable that you lived in a time in the early 2000s where it was more believable that Al Qaeda did 9/11.
Yeah, I agree. And there's
the propaganda is not working this time. I don't believe so.
The internet's too popular.
No, and the internet's very anti-Semitic, or not anti-Semitic, but they know a lot about Israel.
Yeah, you notice things, but there's still people who show for it. A lot of older people,
all older people. I think all older people.
They love Israel. because they don't
The
like
only people that
Muslims.
like Israel. No, the only people that like Israel are older people and people from Israel, or
Right, so people with money.
neocons.
Yeah.
true, neocons too. But that's just like, nobody our age that's not Jewish is gonna like Israel. They have common sense, they're not gonna like Israel.
No, well, all these people who like they should be condemning it because they were, they were all on board with Obama giving the what was it, $50 billion worth of weapons to Iran during his administration, and they're using those weapons to fight the money that Trump and Biden gave.
Yeah, it's stupid.
So it's all our money on both sides.
Yeah, and it just sucks because Israel, they have free healthcare and we pay for it. We don't have free healthcare here.
Yeah, yeah. Well, could you imagine if two of your exes were fighting and you were paying for their boxing lessons, both of them? Like, that's insane.
Well, and like, so I hate to do a fucking bit I'm practicing on a podcast. I know it's kind of gay, but I think
No,
it's- I think
do
it's
two
fun.
now.
What's that?
Do 2 bits.
Well, I thought about this. I do think Israel has every right to defend itself. I do think that. The problem is when you strike first all the time, it's not defending yourself.
No.
You're pretty much.
Well, it's like if Hamas, a supposed terrorist group, jump started this by doing the shit about that. I shouldn't say supposed, they are one, but at the shout out to my role in the great Griffey Cohen's thing, which they what was I talking about?
Iran. So you said supposedly did something or something.
Oh yeah. So Hamas, they blow up the people at that music festival, right?
Yeah.
So it's a terrorist group, and how does Israel respond? They start bombing the Gaza Strip,
Yeah.
which is supposedly Hamas control and everything, but it's like you're bombing civilians over a terrorist group.
Yes. Well, we did that. We
We do that too.
We did that too.
Yeah. Well, but I'm proud when we do it. I'm an American.
I do like Americans. I like the flag. I like being patriotic and stuff. But like Jesus Christ, it's like this deep state neocon FBI CIA. Bullshit.
I hate the deep state.
It's brutal.
It's insane. It's like because people were very on the Palestine thing, and then they got off of it. They were pro-Palestine, but not anti-Israel. I think they're just scared because they know who controls everything. Seriously.
But like I don't understand. Like why are they pro? Like now you hear all about ICE stuff, and it's like, well, I mean. You can have a problem. I don't have a problem with people that are breaking into the country being deported. I don't have a problem with that at all. But Israel is using my money to blow up people in Iran, who's using my money to blow up people in Israel. That pisses me off. But you see nothing about that on people's stories.
No, that
and I just
me.
get so annoyed with fucking Instagram stories because it's just like at the LA riots and the fucking I get so sick of it.
I tell you, you were the one we joke about this. Luke is the one who made my Instagram. For years doing comedy, I wouldn't have it, and I thought once we made it, I thought, well, I'm gonna be the most obnoxious fucking person on there because we used to laugh at everybody with the stories killing. Yeah. So now at every mic I go to, I try to put somebody on killing, and I usually just do it with the wrong person.
Yeah, that's funny.
Oh yeah, I know. I just want to be as insufferable on there as possible. I think getting Instagram, I think ruined my life.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's like no, not because of you. It's just like if there was anybody I wanted to ruin my life, it would be you. But it's
there was these protests. To me, it's like live action. Another bit of work on. I might work on it. I don't know. It's funny to say.
Do 3.
I'll do 7. Make it 3.
Oh, Big Lou.
It was like I feel like these protests are just like live action, like Marvel stuff.
Oh yeah.
Where it's just dumb people see like, oh, they have no eyes. That's my story. And like there was like one that like a cop was like putting his knee on the back of some protester's neck. Go, that's like George Floyd. That's like George Floyd.
Manny Muskets would never post that.
It's so stupid though. It's like who cares? Who cares? You don't know these people.
I feel a lot worse for these ICE people than I did for George Floyd. At least illegal Mexican immigrants only pointed guns at pregnant women's stomachs when they were 12. So then they usually grew out.
I do feel bad from the sense though because there's some people that are. I think it's wrong to illegally be in the country, but some of them like there is people that build like there's mechanics, there's taco shops, and that's pretty much all they do.
I'd be fine if they just let everybody that was here stay and then didn't let anyone else in.
That's fair. I could
just because I'm sick of hearing about this. Like I'm just sick of hearing about it.
That's the main thing. Is if I'm sick, if I can press a button, keep illegal immigrants in, but I stop hearing about it.
Oh my God!
That takes precedent over everything.
All these dumbass fucking comics.
If we go in and fucking help Israel, but if I press a button and that happens, but I stop hearing about it, I'd press it.
That's what I assume happens anyway.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? They're just getting, and the thing is, I can't get angry about it because there's nothing. Well, I do get angry about it, but there's nothing you can do. The money is going to go to whoever they want it to go to, no matter who we vote for. And
you're just stressing yourself out.
To stress yourself out over your one vote, and our vote means more than most people because there's a state that has power in terms of the amount of votes it has. It is 21, I believe, right, or 20? Is it down to 20 now? I think.
What?
I remember when I was a kid, it was 21, and now I think it's 20, or it's gone from 20 to 21, Pennsylvania. But in terms of their electoral votes, they have a lot. I'm embarrassed I don't know.
I don't know.
It's
either.
one of the two of them, and and ours is a state that flips. Like, ours is a state that really can decide an election.
Yeah.
So there are like 5 states like that. If you're in California, what's the point? What's the point of voting either way?
I mean, what's the point of voting Republican if you're in California? There's no point.
Or Democrat, because it's going to go. Yeah, they're going to do it for you. Similar to Texas, and every year you always hear about Texas is going blue. No, it isn't. I don't care.
Who was the first guy? It was Beto O'Rourke, that fucking loser. He was such a fucking loser. We are going to take your guns. And he lost the election. What a surprise.
Yeah, to Cruz's dumbass.
Cruz is a fucking idiot, too.
He must have. How did he make his money? Oil?
Israel. It's APAC.
Yeah.
He's a fucking. I defended Ted Cruz a little bit because he was. You're what? Did you? I think I told it to you before in the podcast, but we were taught it was him and Jimmy Kimmel who were doing a basketball thing for charity, and they was like playing a pickup game for charity, and they had a big crowd, and Cruz beat him in basketball, which I was very happy about because I hate Jimmy Kimmel.
Despise him.
And Cruz said, "Jimmy, you know, even though I won, I'll donate. I'll still donate to your charity." And like it was a big thing, and people start clapping. And then Jimmy Kimmel goes, "Well, that's nice, Ted. I still think you're a piece of shit, but I do appreciate that." It's like, Jesus Christ, man. Like, I mean, but after this, like, Ted Cruz is a piece of shit. But I mean, I still like him over Jimmy Kimmel though.
Oh yeah, Jimmy Kimmel. Like, he definitely fucks kids.
Do you like Tucker Carlson?
I can tolerate him. I don't like him now because he didn't appreciate Wellborn.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That takes a lot out of me.
Yeah, that's true.
Him and Joe Rogan.
I do love. You should watch him and Ted Cruz talk about in that debate, right?
Who? Tucker and Ted?
Yeah, you didn't see that?
When was it?
It was recently. I think it was this week.
Oh, I think I did. Yeah.
It was very funny.
I don't even remember.
It was so funny because Tucker has that like he could be so pompous. It's so funny. Where like he'll ask like those questions that like you know the answer to. And he knows the answer to, and like he knows he's lying, and like he'll be like, "It's like why were you? So like, how come you're so pro Israel?" And Ted Cruz is like, "Well, I got into politics just to defend Israel."
Oh, because he had that line about it in the Bible that we.
Yeah, but he was like, "Oh, you're a candidate you're a candidate to help Israel." I'm sorry, aren't you a senator in Texas? And he has a like that laugh. And
Tucker laughed like that.
Yeah, it's so funny. And then like they're in the middle of talking, and he's like, how come you don't know the population of Iran? And he's getting on his back. And Ted Cruz goes, well, you know, and he turns to Tucker and goes, a little less snarkiness, please. And Tucker goes, I do have a problem with that. I am sorry. I'm very sorry. Like he admitted to it.
That's
but
hilarious.
Tucker kicked his ass in the debate because Ted Cruz is a fucking shill. And
Tucker's a deadhead too.
He's an Israel shill. That's what Ted Cruz is. Oh my God! How about Randy Fine? Do you know Randy Fine?
I know Randy Gunn.
I know Randy Gunn too, but Randy Fine is some congressman. It's one of the most depraved things I've ever seen. Bring back Ghoul of the Week. Randy Fine is our Ghoul of the Week this week.
I like that.
Randy Fine is I think he's a congressman.
We have to start making reels of the Ghoul of the Week.
Ghoul of the Week is Randy Fine. I gotta find the fucking tweet. You might vomit after you hear what it is.
We'll put the tweet on the screen so you can all look at it.
Yes, this is at 14 minutes. Randy Fine tweet. I'll cut.
That was a good segment. That and the old one we used to do. What would a movie look like now?
Oh, we haven't done that in a while. We got to bring that back.
I never watch any movies. I got to watch some movies.
That's true.
I'll think of one for next week and we'll do it.
I want to say the quote really badly.
We'll get it, nigga.
Oh my God, I can't fucking find it.
It's all right. We have the power of editing. It was
okay. So it's Randy Fine.
Randy Fine, Ghoul of the Week. Randy Fine.
There is a reason the first time I shook Netanyahu's hand, I did not wash it until I could touch the heads of my children.
Oh my God!
And it's like,
Yeah,
don't do tricks on that nigga. Come on.
he shook Netanyahu's hand, and his fingernails grew coupons out of them.
He went to temple, Netanyahu.
No, he didn't.
Swear to God.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
On just on Saturday or every day?
No, he went to Temple University.
Oh my God, I can't believe it. We
you and
shared.
him are alums.
Yeah, I know. Me, him, and Bob Saget. Only the one who should be dead the least is the one who died.
And the one who should be dead the most will kill both of us in the next coming years with dudes.
Could you imagine? We'll be like other Temple legends, Hall and Oates.
He might not be from Temple, actually. You know, where did he go to college?
Netanyahu? Yeah, how could he have gone to Temple? I thought you were joking about like Temple.
He was in Philadelphia for some reason. I forget why. I know he went
Spread AIDS, sell drugs to black people to try to get them out of the population.
Minorities in there. Oh, he lived in Cheltenham Township of PA.
Oh yeah, he probably went to that Chick-fil-A with that whiskery guy to tell you to put your mask on. We've talked about him like 8 times.
That guy's a fucking piece of shit. I forgot all about. That guy would be worse than Netanyahu.
You go over into that Cheltenham fucking Burlington coat factory. They act like they're going to steal the Hope Diamond out of there with all the security.
Same thing for Norristown or for Plymouth Meeting. They do the same thing.
There's a Burlington? Oh yeah, in the mall.
Yeah. I love Burlington. You can find good deals there for good shirts. I found like a couple Nautica shirts.
Love Nautica.
I got this shirt at Burlington. No, I got this at Goodwill. There's some good stuff, but their ratio from item to customer is 5 million to 1, and it's like I see people that bring in carts there. It's like if you're using carts at Burlington Coat Factory,
that's bad.
That's bad. Especially like a Dollar Tree and Family Dollar.
Oh my God, I love when you see those guys going down the street and they have the. Are there any left in there?
There's one.
I've got the. They have the the damn carts with the thing on the top of it, the pole.
Yes.
And they're walking down the street, and they're walking down the street with it. So that means they jacked the cart back on its hind wheels, and went through.
I mean, if you use a cart at a Family Dollar, that's pretty sad. That is pretty sad.
Yeah, there's a lot of just depravity out in the world, sickness, wrongdoing, pathetic people.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Oh my God, yeah, and it's really insane because you're just like you could just drive down the street and some of the shit you see, it just ruins your day, or at least for me.
My day was ruined this morning when I was driving to get Starbucks. I've been on a Starbucks kick recently.
You saw some. Gender bender.
No, not even that. On the way there, I was driving to the, not in like a neighborhood, but not on the highway, like one of those like.
N-words.
No, the Township Line Road, I guess it was called.
Oh yeah, I know Township Line Road.
But I was driving on like 30 miles an hour. Guy on a bike honks at me and goes, "Come on!" Oh. It's like you're like
people who drive bikes on the road should have their like legs cut off.
It was a motorcycle. It wasn't like a bicycle.
You know how I feel about motorcycles.
Those are the dumbest. Motorcycles are some of the dumbest people in the world.
The dudes are the worst goddamn. And I'll tell you what, this is one of the like weird things where I'd rather the guys on the Kawasaki's than the Harley guys.
So would I.
The Harley guys are just miserable.
You know what's worse? The women on the back of the
awful.
Oh my God.
And the women on the bus go round and round, sucking dick all over the time. Yeah, it's
that one South Park line got me. Butters was talking about how he wants to like ride a bike and they call it gay. He goes, "Who cares? Imagine the open road, me, 2 hands on the handlebars, my girl's holding on my big fat gut. Yeah, she's missing a couple teeth, but she thinks I'm cool."
My God, I've been off South Park lately.
How come?
I just can't I can't take the shows where nobody wins other than Seinfeld, where everything is the same. I could just live regular life if I wanted to do that.
What do you mean nobody wins?
On South Park, nothing changes. Nobody really wins. Like you know what I mean? It's like Always Sunny. Nobody wins.
I don't watch for winning though. I want to see just something funny.
Yeah, but I mean, like I don't like when people get invested in like characters that are animated. When there's cartoons, I don't think we should be that invested in I think they should be more simple. Family Guy, I think, is really good at that, where you don't really root for any of them in anything, so it doesn't matter that they don't win because it's a cartoon. But South Park, they really try to get your emotions. They try to make you relate to Stan and Randy and all them, and it's too much. That's why I don't like the other. I
don't relate to any of them.
Well, that's good. You're not supposed to like it. But I know, but Stan, you're supposed to relate to people.
Really?
Stan, I would say.
I remember I remember when I saw the one about like Stan where he gets depressed because he's getting older and
Yeah, it sounds like shit.
everything sounds like shit.
You should host a podcast with him.
I was like, this is a boring. I was like, why are they making this sad? I don't want to see a sad show.
Yeah,
South
the
Park.
only time that I think that it kind of worked was BoJack, but even that doesn't have the rewatch value. That's
But, but BoJack fans just blow themselves 24/7. Even though that's a good show.
yeah.
I love the intro to that show.
I forget it. Oh yeah, and
Yeah, he falls into the pool.
I wouldn't mind. He went out the way Rodney King did, and Matthew Perry.
Yeah, true. Greats.
I had a line about Matthew Perry. My mother was watching Friends the other day, and I just said, there was when he's trying to adopt the kid.
Yeah.
Like you ever see that?
I don't watch Friends.
No, it's terrible.
I refuse to watch
But
Friends.
in a later episode, him and Monica are trying to adopt a kid, and he's talking about how much they'll care for it. He's like, listen, I know it's your daughter, but I'm going to die in a hot tub one day. I need you to.
He said that?
No, I was saying that to my mother. I was saying that. What if she sent it? But yeah.
That show is so horrible. I can never watch it.
Awful.
I don't know how anyone. I don't like any of the characters. I mean, David Schwimmer is such a pussy.
Yeah. None of them are likable. None.
No.
Not, especially not Phoebe. People just jerk off Phoebe, and it's like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Because it's for weird women and guys who
want to fuck weird women.
She's the attainable one.
Well, the early seasons, they were just trying to ape Seinfeld, but with good-looking people, which is a good idea. But it's just that, like, the writing on that was, I don't know, maybe pre-internet it was better. It had to have been better because there weren't shows as conversational as that. But I think it doesn't hold up. But it's a 30-year-old show, and shows in the 60s seemed a lot more dated then than shows from the 90s do now. But I guess you could say that across the board. But I still don't. It's just not. Anytime it's on, that's a show you watch when you're done banging a chick and she puts something on and you're like, I wish it was that 70s show, but I'll tolerate Friends.
That was why I hate Friends, because anytime I try to watch that 70s show on like the CW network, I was always the end of that 70s show and Friends was on. I hate Friends. I'm not watching Friends.
Yeah, Friends is brutal, dude. It's a tough one. It's a tough watch. Joey's awful.
I hate all the characters. Besides Jennifer Lawrence's character, but I don't even know what her name is. Monica, Sophie,
Aniston.
Jennifer Aniston.
Jennifer Lawrence.
Lawrence.
No, it's Jennifer Aniston.
Aniston. Which one is it? Did I say Lawrence?
Yeah, Lawrence is like 35 years old.
I'm going to say Aniston.
But yeah, Rachel.
Rachel. But I don't listen to any dialogue. But
I was telling Ross that I can't do it.
So stupid. I watched the Friends reunion. It's funny to see, like, you see a picture of Joey.
Oh yeah, we talked about
and
this. How he looks fat.
And then Matt LeBlanc comes out. He's all fat with silver hair. It's very funny.
That's hilarious. Yeah, we've shit talked Friends a lot on this show. I'm glad, and not just the TV show, but about our acquaintances.
Our acquaintances as well.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, it's wild watching that. The only shows I watch now are Simpsons reruns, Family Guy reruns, Seinfeld reruns.
I have to get into The Simpsons. I really need to. I don't know
Seasons
why.
Like 2 and 3 through 7, you can't beat it.
2 and 3 through 7. Okay.
Like 5, 6 is a high point for me. 6 is a peak.
Do you watch New Simpsons?
No, I'm always watching Sunday Night Football.
Yeah, they have to let the show die. Like it's just like it keeps going on.
But all those actors, they started doing it when they were like 30 something, and now they're all 60 something or 70 something. So they're just gonna do it until one of them dies. Like when Marge dies or something, the voice of that, or the you know what I mean. It's weird seeing any of those people. There's a movie that the one who does Lisa is in, and she's just like an older woman now, and it's weird to see it.
Always Sunnies are gonna do season 17. It's like Jesus Christ.
Yeah, when I watched that show and they had the Frank flag, I thought this has just gone too far. I can't watch this anymore.
I didn't.
Not that it was offensive, but it's like, all right. If you could just get away with saying anything on TV, then it could be funny.
I thought when they had, I already said it before, when they had the gay interpretive dance, it was like, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't see that one. I don't know it well.
The season in Ireland, it's like, all right, this is.
They had a whole season set in Ireland?
Yeah.
Did they go to Ireland for it?
Yeah.
Or what did they do there?
I didn't watch.
God, yeah, that's something I feel like I would be the Mac of our group in terms of
being a faggot. Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, I'm big on that. I can't. I have a hard time watching. Look at the time. I have a hard time watching those episodes of Always Sunny. Like even the early ones, I just don't like it, and I don't like how much people in the area love Always Sunny.
They don't even film in Philadelphia. They film in Los Angeles, I believe.
Shocking. Yeah, we've never seen them walking around.
What about Tires?
They film that here?
In Westchester.
I've never watched Tires, man. I'm not watching it.
I will never watch Tires, just based on principle. I would never watch Tires. Dude, Tires, dude.
Do people like it? Does it have good reviews?
I don't trust anyone's opinion on it.
People in the scene, not as many people in the scene suck it off as I thought.
Really?
Yeah, there are some people in the scene. It's crazy that they're like, it's because we remember, but you couldn't say you liked Shane if you did, and I was ambivalent to him then, and I'm ambivalent to him now.
I feel like, when could you not say you like Shane?
Like 2020, 2021.
Really?
Yeah, you don't remember that?
No.
When we were having to show Vax cards to get into the mics and everything? Like,
Really? You couldn't say you like Shane?
well, you could, but like, he wasn't the guy he is now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because that was right after he got canceled. He went before he got on Rogan. And
yeah, well, who canceled him? What scene were the people who canceled him from?
It was a guy who ran Good Comedy Theater.
What's that?
No, it wasn't him. It was some New York writer. But it was before that he was getting shit on by like the guy who ran Good Comedy Theater. I was also a mic I was going to do, but when I first started, but I pussied out.
Yeah, the people. I mean, it was in that. You felt.
Did you
like
ever do that, Mike? Good Comedy Theater?
Where was it? No.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, there's a few tropes you just see with this. I love that, like the sucking off, and now there's a group of people who say like, no, I supported Shane through all that bullshit, and it's like you're like 23 years old. What are you talking about?
I'm sure. I hate it when you see Tires. That people take a picture of Tires and put it on their story and they tag Shane Gillis. It's like, yeah, that's the guy who you need to show that you watch. Is Shane Gillis.
Do people do that?
Yes.
Who? Oh, I've seen it. Yeah.
A picture when on the Flying Dutchman, where he's like scanning the area for like people to haunt, and he sees the giant fish with the septum piercing and like the headphones on. Picture him but 100 pounds heavier, and not funny. That's who puts him on the story.
Oh my God.
Was that a picture? Do you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, Sonia. Don't cut that.
Do you want me? I won't.
Don't cut it. Leave it in.
Leave it. Okay.
Well, yeah. You think that'll be the end of me? I'll be ruined in this scene.
Yeah, he might get 2 more bar shows because no one likes her, I guess.
Yeah. Actually.
Yeah, a lot of white people on this show. Well, Otis is half Syrian and half black. Wow, one not white person on the show. All right.
Saquon Barkley. And this is a different person. Like whenever
does Saquon Barkley mean to cut the previous thing or after it?
That means we're back.
Okay.
Well,
Saquon Barkley.
I usually bookend it with 1-to-1, but there's a thing on PTI, and I've done this a couple. You know PTI with Tony Cornide? That's my favorite sports show. The fact that you would love it. The dynamic
I
of
watched
it
as a kid.
And they're still just as good with each other.
I'm happy they're still doing that. I saw they ended around the horn.
Yeah, terrible. But a lot of the guys who used to be on it weren't on it anymore.
Well, ESPN's really bad because all I see now is Mina Kimes, and I want to shoot myself.
Mina Kimes is awful.
But honestly, I think I hate every sportscaster there is now. I hate every single one. I hate Cowherd now. I hate everybody. I like.
Well, it's because we know we could do it better.
I don't watch Skip. I mean, I never watch Skip anymore, but I like Skip still. I always like Skip.
I'm over Shannon.
I'm over Shannon. I'm over Stephen A.
Oh, Stephen A. is atrocious. I just like the Inside the NBA guys, and if they fucking ruin that show on ESPN, they have to have no changes with that.
But they're not going to have Barkley anymore.
Oh, Barkley, they're getting everybody. They're all going. I think the only one who might not go, I think, is Ernie, he's very important. But they're eventually going to stuff Stephen A. on there or try to have Perk do a guest segment, but they don't need that.
I hate Perk.
I hate Perk too. The only thing I like about Perk is that he dresses very well.
That's true.
He always wears a tie. I think if you're on TV, you might as well fucking wear a tie.
I agree.
Yeah, like if you're doing that, like they've relaxed that so much. The NBA coaches used to wear shirts and ties. Now they wear windbreakers. It's quarter zips. Like, you're coach of an NBA team, dude. Wear a suit.
I like Dan Orlovsky. Not many people like Dan Orlovsky.
I like that he has a good sense of humor about running out of the back of the end zone because that's something a guy could like fucking off himself over.
Yeah, but but honestly, I think being like was he a first round? He wasn't a first round draft pick. Well, was he? What was he drafted? Like 6th round?
He was like a backup on the 0-17 Lions or 0-16 Lions.
I wouldn't mind. I would love to be a third string quarterback in the NFL.
Make about $500,000 a year to do nothing, man.
That'd be awesome.
A lot of them don't even get many reps because you can only do so much practice, and they're not going to have the third string guys. If you know the playbook, you're set.
Yeah, that's perfect.
But a lot of teams, what's nerve-wracking is most teams, they don't carry 3 quarterbacks anymore. They'll carry 2.
Yes.
Like you're constantly on. It's like, oh, we need another linebacker this week. You're off. So the back and forth has got to be bad. I it's tough. I wish like it's crazy how none of these other leagues take off. It shows you how important the teams are to football. Because it can't just be that the football is not as good. Because XFL football, if they had time to train, like you know what I mean, it'd be better than college in terms of the play, the talent level at least.
Yeah, I think it's just the case of they're around for so long. It's the constant normal thing of the NFL.
Well, yeah, that's what it means. The teams and the branding are the most important thing.
That's why I hate when teams relocate. I wish the Raiders were still in Oakland. I wish the Chargers were still in San Diego. I wish the Commanders were still the Redskins. Just having that. I wish the games are still 17 weeks instead of 18 weeks.
Yep. I wish the age of consent was 12, and I
wouldn't say that.
No.
Wouldn't say that.
No, I thought that's where you're going. It is Pride Month after all.
That's true.
That meme with Tigger, not in front of the kids. That's every year that comes out, and I love that one. You guys know that one? There's a meme online where it's a picture of Tigger from Winnie the Pooh, and he's getting upset, and he's holding a pride flag, and it says, "Okay, you can have your parade, but no nudity in front of the kids." And it's him looking dejected.
First of all, Robin, I want to be naked in front of kids.
I saw a thing that said, why don't they have these people reading to the poor or the blind,
I saw that too.
The veterans? And it's like, that's just the kids.
Just the kids.
They want to indoctrinate it. If you can get the kids, you're hooked.
Yeah, and I don't know. People bring their kids to this drag queen story, like the brunch.
There's no reason to do that. Like, it's the same way I wouldn't take my kid to fish if I had a kid.
Why do you want to be accepted? That's what it is. They want to be, look at me, I'm bringing my kid to drag queen brunch because it's, he's woke. And it's like, well, he's getting raped in the bathroom now. Are you happy about that? Your kid's progressive.
Hey,
now.
That's my job. That's my son. No, how old do you think the average girl is when her father? Yeah, it's sickening. It's terrible. Look at it.
It's nutsy cuckoo, folks. You can't have this happening anymore.
You just see some of this shit in this world is so sick and so depraved. It just makes you want to fucking scream. It makes you want to lose your mind.
What's the depraved thing you've seen recently?
Some of these fucking comics are just the worst people. I don't want to rant. All these queer shows in June where you'll see these guys on queer shows.
That drives me insane.
It'll be Lady and Queer Com, and this isn't what there are many places to book this, so this isn't at anyone directly. But you'll see these guys on these like queer shows, and it's like, this guy is queer because he's never talked about it.
I've seen you for 5 years doing comedy. I never heard you say once you were gay or bisexual.
And it's like, we're at the point now where saying I'm gay.
Well, it was a troubled time. It was 2019, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, they couldn't come
for
out.
saying you're gay.
Yeah. And it's while they were still figuring out some discoveries about themselves, and they're they're good, they're trans.
I just, do you not understand how performative it is to be like, oh, it's Pride Month, I gotta have a gay show. That's like, why not have gay people on your shows all year round?
In the same way that the newspapers don't print anything until the ads are placed, the shows don't book until they have the token minority and woman.
That's what I can't stand. It's like, black, like.
And I've been happy to be both of those on many shows.
This is a black comedy showcase. Like, we're going to show black comics. It's like, well, isn't that just racist to do that? Like,
hey, look at all these,
look at these niggers over here, folks. It's like,
you look at them,
and it's like, yeah, I think Next in Line had like a brown comedy showcase showing like Muslims and Middle Eastern people. It's like, that's racist, isn't it? Is that not racist?
Where was my invite?
Saquon Barkley. But yeah, when you book people just for like sexual orientation and skin color, that's literally that's being racist. And
yeah, well, I mean, listen, they're like,
if not booking people because they're black and booking people because they're black is both racist.
Yeah, well, you've heard, I mean, people email, and remember, these were like the dark ages a few years ago where people would say, like, remember when somebody would talk about, I think it was fucking Gillespie was telling us about this, how he messaged somebody to get on a show, and they were like, we were looking for somebody who wasn't white.
Yeah.
It's like, all right. So you're denying me because of my skin color?
Yeah, I mean, I think, well, obviously, it's ridiculous. It's stupid. It's just like, this is not like SNL. This is like bar show comedy. It's not like, there's no standard here. I don't care about bar shows enough to complain about the race of people on the show. It's a bar show.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's brutal. What can you do? When every 3 months. Well, bar shows and VFW halls are actually the pinnacle of comedy.
That is true, and Algorithm the comics are socket. They just do stuff for shock value.
I was listening to that Rolling Stone song "Monkey Man" the other day, and I was like, "This song rings a bell."
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Do you want to do it?
No,
Okay.
I
I thought it was so funny because after he posted.
oh, this isn't funny.
I thought it was very funny because he posted that comment on your Instagrams, and I posted my Juneteenth comedy flyer,
Mhm.
and he saw it. I wonder what he thought when he
Oh
saw
my
my
God,
face
that
when
was
I was
awesome.
cheeky for Juneteenth.
That's
I
hilarious.
wonder what he thought. That piece of shit.
Yeah, there's a black comic out there. We don't want to say his name. We're not shit talkers, but who thinks Otis and I probably 5 years Otis and I Luke and I thinks that Luke and I are the worst fucking people. We're the least authentic blacks. To which I always say, "Oh, thank you, Loaded." No,
Well, he's the most authentic, I guess. But he hates us. He hates me and you for some reason. I think it's more justified for him to hate you than it was to hate me.
Why?
Because you told his joke in the racist way.
Yeah, there's a way we're all there. If there's
While
somebody,
I was sitting across from him, and you go, Luke, and he just told his joke in a racist way. I'm like, well, he's gonna hate us now.
his joke is racist. He's calling out a Jewish person in it.
Oh, that's true.
And making fun of their stature.
He says that me and I. Wow, we're
Yeah.
both retarded today. We're talking about this person makes us retarded. He says that me and Otis are both shock value edgelords, which is probably true. I mean,
I've never wanted to be anything else.
Well, when you hear about, he saw me when I first started doing comedy, and I think it was that one joke I used to tell. It was like I said it recently at that.
It's one of my favorite Luke jokes. I know exactly which one it is.
What was the show I just did with Joe and not Joe with
The Re-Up Show with Boss and Keller. It's a great show.
The Re-Up show. I probably haven't told that in 3 years, but I said I'm.
Can I tell Esther Chang tonight?
Please.
Yeah.
I said I was but the joke is I'm a black child raised by a white family, or as I call it, lucky, and that's a joke because if you see my white family, you know it's not lucky; it's actually a detriment. But he heard. I guess was that the joke that this.
I mean, I think it gets all of them, but that's not one. Could you imagine if you went up to your family? You might as well be blacks.
It was that, and then I know another comic isn't a fan of it either, but it was just a joke. I mean. Comedy isn't comedy in a way all for shocks?
Yeah, I mean, listen, if I could be, I yield to the fucking comedy expertise of this guy.
When you hear his set and during 2020 2021, also he was doing comedy during the pandemic. That's also a bad thing.
Yeah. He's killing our grandparents.
True, but when you hear about and then you hear my boyfriend has good granddaddy dick. When you heard that, the two sets we'd hear in a row, I feel like I had to shock the crowd into some type of enjoyment because Jesus Christ Almighty!
Like Roger and Linda.
Roger and Linda were better than they were. At least
Yeah.
there was something to laugh at.
That's true. That's true.
I think she stopped doing comedy.
Linda?
Yeah. No, I think I know why Linda stopped doing comedy.
Well, she died.
Yes, that was of course. Rest in peace.
I was looking to make sure we're having a friend over soon. I was making sure we didn't miss the guy coming over, but he yeah, people are gonna hate. People come out of the woodwork that just hate on
anyone.
Yeah, anyone. This stems from our. I hope he listens to this. What if he went through this? What if somebody said, "Yeah, you gotta come through and listen," and then 30 minutes in, he's got to listen to.
He's not gonna listen to this pod. If he does, I mean, I respect the hate. Listen, I respect the hate.
Yeah, but we don't hate. We don't even hate like that. We aren't trying to. I don't outwardly try to tear people down.
Instagram reels and
no, in a public way. And I love that he got flamed on by you and like 4 other people.
I ratioed him by 11 likes. my number one fan right there. But yeah, and did you see? Thankfully, our friend Moira, she was missing but they found her. But did you see what happened with the Facebook? Seth posted hey, Moira's. Anyone hasn't seen Moira? Thank God she was found. Her mom's really worried. Has anyone seen her? And people were commenting. But then I don't think I don't have to censor this, but Lemaire commented, goes, "Is this really the place to post that?" And it's why would you have a problem with somebody posting that there? That makes no fucking sense.
I think he really gets a lot out of being the admin on that page. I think that really makes him happy.
Why? That's pretty sad.
Who else is it with him doing that?
I think Jesse Dram's a admin.
Well, at least we have civil discourse now.
That's why I can't post anonymously in that group because it's I know I'm going to be called out. If somebody's messaging me, he's going to be "Oh, it was Luke and Kay that posted that."
There's a.
But I did post anonymously one time, and I actually said it was me on my actual Facebook.
Nice.
anonymously. I was like, I don't care.
Yeah, I always see those anonymous posts. I go into PCN like maybe once a week to peruse it. I like to look at it.
See if there's any drama getting stirred up.
Yeah, and did you see the thing people bitching about your Best of the Burbs night about somebody saying something racist and getting through?
I commented on that.
What'd you say? Anonymously?
I also don't think Will Craig is funny.
Oh, that's hilarious. I saw that.
Will Craig had a great response to that too. I forget what it was now. I got to put it up.
Will Craig was one of the best guests we had, as was Nat. That was a great episode. We went 2 hours, and I could have done an hour more.
Yeah, so we could have done 2 more. But I said, somebody said, what was the post on? Soul Joel's asked comics not to use racial or ethnic slurs. Joel's house, Joel's rules. I bet he loved reading that. Whatever Joel's.
Saquon Barkley.
But last night, a white senator said racist things about Southeast Asians, referencing 7-Elevens, tech support, etc. Not only was this allowed,
just say Indians, you fucking scum.
I agree.
Southeast Asian, 7-Eleven, and tech support. What do you think? It's Vietnamese people? Fucking.
I know.
What the fuck is this?
Not only was this allowed, but the stand-up bro is promoted to the final round. Some clarity about racial and ethnic slurs, please. Nobody we know commented. Oh, this one is funny. Some anonymous guy, an anonymous participant, 726. So here's the unofficial rule at Soul Joel's: unless you're Rashid, or any other black comic, keep the N-word out of your act. Not a hard rule to follow. I push boundaries without ever using that word. Stop.
Jay Yoder really said that.
Unless you're Rashid or any, you can't use the N-word.
Or my daughter guy.
But I comment. I also don't think Will Craig is funny. I can't see his response. And then he said. He had a post. Folks, after 25 family members and interns at my company that I guilt into voting make me the best of the birds, we're going to take these right-wing lunatics and closeted Shane Gillis lovers like Luke Kincaid, little Luke Kincaid, right out.
That's
right. You won't hear Philly's filthiest saying their slurs and their hell yeah dudes at our good clean mics. I was like, that killed me.
Fucking fuck. Yeah, that's insane.
Joel's house, Joel's rules, man. remember Paul Burchill in like 2008? Whatever K.E. wants, K.E. gets. Whatever Joel wants, Joel gets. Joel's house, Joel's rules.
Unless you're Rashid or a black comic.
Because he's bisexual.
Or somehow...
he can do any voice he wants to.
Yeah, because he's brave and empowered, obviously.
He's a gay comic. He is brave and empowered.
Yeah, there's just so many comics faking shit, trying to get an edge, which is exactly what they all said I did with being black, which I'm actually black. Like people, when I was starting, people would always say, "Get a 23andMe."
They think you're not black. They act like I'm fucking not black, and I'm black.
Yeah, you're black.
I'm black, even though the trial said I wasn't black.
People, oh yeah. Luke lost his trial to Ray Koba.
Saquon Barkley.
All right. Yeah, he there's a lot you see with some of the contests and everything. It's just too much. People stressing themselves out. I mean, we've talked about it ad nauseum. But it's just there's really very little that a lot of people have going on in life. We talk all the time about how the better your comedy life is going, the worse your regular life is going. And it's just like the things people sacrifice. And people talk about the sacrifice like it's a good thing. It's like, well, you've got to sacrifice. And it's like, but how many things in life... Like, yes, you have to sacrifice that you can't go out and do a lot of stuff. But most things in life, if you really have to sacrifice for it, are not that good. You're just convincing yourself.
Yeah. It's just, I get what, the thing is, we say this every episode. Some of these people don't have jobs. Or some of these people are just so obsessed with being a comic. I would love to be a comic, but some of these people maybe I'm being too aloof about it or I don't care too much about it then because I don't really hold these competitions or trying to get booked on these shows in such high value because I always say to myself, like, I'm going to be 6 years in. Like, I don't think Louis C.K. won a comedy competition 6 years in. I don't think he won.
I'm sure they were all dicks to him for a while too.
Yeah.
Everybody. Well, some of these people you always hear, and it's like, well, I got in with this guy. And it's like, how'd you get in with this guy?
Yeah,
like, you hear like when they're recapping their drive to the top. But what I give,
maybe it's like a feature spot, and they do a feature, and the comic really likes them, and they have to, hey, you want to go on the road with me? Maybe that's it.
Yeah. But we are fucked because we're operating at this in one of the worst eras because it's all Instagram. And people prefer that because people are convinced that it's going to give them a shot. Like, but it's like, but you know what'll really give you a shot? Being good on stage. The only people who like, and this is, I would say this is one we could put over Minecraft, okay?
Okay.
Oh, for the only people who are happier that like things like reels are more important than being good on stage are people who aren't that good and couldn't just go give you 15 minutes on stage or give you a longer set on stage. Because before social media, and again, I've never done comedy in a pre-social media world because it came out right when we were growing up.
Yeah.
Like we were the generation for social media to have it. But these like you'll see these people who will have a crowd work reel that like blows up to an extent. And it's like, well, then they're booked to do 20 minutes or something. They're booked to do 15. And it's like 8 minutes in, you're holy shit. Because it's like they're reading from a script.
Yeah.
And they don't have the ability to bounce back off of things they don't know. Everything is so choreographed. When you have these people that are just up there reading line for line, they can't bounce around. And I think it discourages people from getting better because you realize you don't have to get, but you could be great on stage and not. And this is not me like bitching or anything, but like, it is because you have to see it. You see people would rather bomb and get one good reel out of it, like or decent reel with the crowd work, or even if it's not decent, they still post it, and it just
that's what shocks me is that when it's a bad reel and they post it.
Yeah, when it's a bad reel crowd work and they post it is terrible.
Yes, that is very shocking to me because like
these fucking people do this shit, and it's all self-serving, and it's created the illusion that. You like if you can make people who weren't there think that it was great, that's more important than it being great. But comedy could not have been like that in a pre-social media world, or even before it got like even 10 years ago, it couldn't have been like that.
No.
So it's like they want to see. It's just like I understand the importance of being able to draw, but how many of these people who follow somebody on social media are actually going to go out and see someone like this? Like if somebody has 50,000 followers and they're spread throughout the country, how many people are they drawing? Which it's different than. Which, you know, you could say it's better than having no followers and doing that, but it's like if you could do, I wouldn't have social media. Like you know what I mean? It's like I have it because you kind of have to just to monitor things or to hear from people. But it's like I would love to have been able to do comedy without that because you could just focus on being good.
Dan said he was down the street.
I'll have to go get him. What time are we at?
48 minutes.
Do you want to? All right, that's enough. That's good.
All right.
Episode 65 of the Ghouls.
Thank you.